Yeah, it looks live. We're trying to get things sorted out.
We're back.
Hope you're back with us.
What would a card tournament be without technical difficulties? Let's go.
Yeah, when you said that lady, I didn't know. Alright.
Alright, so we're back.
What did we miss? There's an Avenger. It's barraging things overwhelmingly.
I believe we are witnessing the ending of Game 1. It's still going on now, but it definitely seems like Piet has solid control here.
Yeah.
That Annihilator is readied because that's the way they're doing it. And yeah, we're going to Game 2.
Yeah. I mean, once you're at this point in the game, Han doesn't have a lot of tools to remove these big ships.
Yeah.
Except to return them to hand. And they all have wind plate effects.
Yeah, I basically think Han kind of had a Hail Mary of, okay, I'm going to send this blue leader to the ground, I'm going to put a pilot on it, and I'm going to see if I can sneak in this damage and kill you before Devastator, or before the Annihilator kills me. But then we saw Devastator into OB, and just, yeah, Sandy really get in control of that game. I think it's really important for Han Green to get more damage on base early and really put Piet under more pressure. We saw the Super Laser Blast really clean up there. All right, we're going to try something live. While they're sideboarding, we're going to go to the other feature match game, which is Cad Bane Blue against Cad Bane Green.
Now, we haven't been keeping up with this either. We're all jumping in as the others sideboard. We can see them sideboarding, so when they're done sideboarding, we can go back to the Han Piet matchup, but we might as well check in on this.
Yeah, the goal here is to have limited downtime. So this is actually Lau on Cad Green from McClunky Gaming, and then Phenom on Cad Blue.
Oh, my team played Phenom today, and great player.
Yeah, I've heard really good things. I've heard really good things. Interesting here. So we see a Snoke on the battlefield, which is going to let Forlom kill this Reinforcement Walker. So it seems like Snoke is really, really might end up sealing the deal for,
That's going to kill
this
a Bazine,
Cad Blue.
too. Yeah. This reminds me of the last game we were watching.
Yeah, I know Cad Green has a lot of answers in general, but Snoke can be kind of hard to answer. I know they have some capture things. We see a Maul in hand, but Maul doesn't answer Snoke by himself. You've got to have something else, too.
It's tough with Snoke to interact with a unit.
Or you can capture it. That works.
Yeah.
And capture it, kill Boba. Cad's back, baby.
Luke is also great against this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luke and Cad are the two cleanest answers to Snoke, I think. Now he's got that Maul ready to go. So if something starts to threaten this Cad, you can do that.
You know, Cad unit was impressive last set. I think these colors have gotten more tools, and the decks have gotten a lot stronger. So now we're getting to see Cad unit more often. At least that's been my experience lately.
Yeah.
It was already powerful, but now those decks that can run it are just even better.
Yeah. It's really interesting, the sequencing here, because a lot of times in these matchups you say to yourself, okay, how do I keep initiative, how do I get it? But then also you're playing against blue villains, you say, okay, I need to also be insulated from Power of the Dark Side. So you see, you see Lau playing the Sedan here to insulate the Cad from Power of the Dark Side, which I really like. And the 2/4 Sentinel here, I think that's just that's just an homage to how this deck says, I don't want to lose to Django Space Aggro shenanigans. I don't want you to be able to hit me for free with your P38s and IG 2000s and all that.
Cad Green's another deck we saw a lot from the McClunky team during the 3v3.
Yep,
really
absolutely.
impressive. I had to play against it, then I lost.
And this is a McClunky player. So,
okay,
yeah,
that makes
this
sense.
is Lau from McClunky Gaming.
Got it.
I don't have the technical prowess to update the names right now while we're in between games over here.
Yeah. That's interesting using the Cad. So we're playing Maul. You could put it on the thing Maul's going to go into, but the Overwhelm's going to hit you harder anyway.
Yep.
So he's just saying, okay, I'm going to make you distribute the ping right now.
Yeah, I really like the Cad ping first here. So that's exciting. And we still are, it looks like the other game is just starting now. So we can switch back now to the match that we were watching in round 1, or in the previous game. And now we see Piet taking a mulligan as Han Green keeps. Louis in chat asking why is it only round 2? Because we started the day with a team 3v3 event, and then this is round 2 of the 6K that we're gonna play 4 rounds today in Pool A, and then the rest of Pool A is gonna play tomorrow. Then Pool B is gonna play tomorrow, and then we're gonna have a top 16 on Sunday.
Right. So all of Pool B will play tomorrow.
Yeah.
Back half of Pool A tomorrow morning.
Yeah, so we'll have 12 rounds of SWU tomorrow. The last 4 rounds of Pool A and 8 rounds of Pool B.
Okay, so we're starting off with a Spark. A lot of times, if I'm the Han player in this position, I'm trying to spark out like a resupply or some sort of ramp piece that I don't want him to have. Here we're taking a takedown, so they're just trying to plan for future turns, remove some tools from this Piet player, and to a Pike Sentinel. Providing some ground cover for Piet.
Yeah, I like Pike Sentinel a lot in these lists. We also saw Han be able to take out Piet with some ambushers early, and then Pike Sentinel can help prevent that as well. We see the Falcon in hand. That unit has really lost a lot of its luster, to be honest, with this set. This set gave us a lot of good space units. It's interesting to see how far down Falcon has fallen.
Wait, but top target on Falcon is interesting. If he just wants to take that away, the Han player can.
I mean, I think that's why Piet did it. He said, if you want to bounce the Falcon, that's fine.
Yeah.
But you're either going to bounce it and spend your resources on it, or you're not going to get to hit me for 3.
I think you just accept that as the Han player. So, okay.
Yeah.
Nice move. I'm going to bounce it. You want me to bounce it? I'm bouncing it.
Yeah, exactly. And, into the resupply, so that's nice. Louis in chat asking about the team tournament. So we had the first round of the finals. It's a double elimination tournament. So the team that came in through the upper bracket, which was McClunky Gaming Team 1, they had to get beaten twice by the team that came through the lower bracket, which was the KTOD team. The KTOD team won the first best 2 of 3. So now each team has a loss in the tournament, and so now those 2 teams are going to play again tomorrow at 7 p.m. for the final now that both teams have a loss, because it's a double elimination tournament. If that makes sense.
The resupply from the Han player enabled the flip while their opponent is still only on 4 resources.
And this is what amazing. Han wants to be. You're on 7 while they're on 4, and that's another reason why it's fine to bounce the Falcon. You just get the replay back for free.
Right. Not as stressed.
Alright, so we see the Super Laser Tech come out. Piet is trying to ramp, but I don't think it's going to work out very well. Han has gotten far enough ahead that you can just Infest Nest, permanently bounce the Super Laser Tech. You do get to kill the Han, but now your Piet's going to die, and you don't have the same advantage that they had in Game 1, where they were able to freely ramp and then get into that Super Laser Blast without much damage on their base. I think they're going to be...
Right.
I think they're going to be a lot further behind this game when they get to that point than they were last game.
He has 8 attack of pressure on the board. He's not done yet. We got more turns ahead of us before we get to Laser Blast.
We see two, it looks like 2 Vigilances in hand, but those don't do much right now.
And now there's a Chewbacca.
Yeah.
You can't even power.
You can heal 5 and shield your Piet. That doesn't sound good. Infus has Saboteur anyway, so if they want to kill it, they still can.
They could ramp. Well, now if he Laser Blasts, the Chewbacca doesn't even die.
Correct, yeah. He needs the no glory only results for the Chewbacca.
Yeah.
Did he claim there?
No, I think this is a attack with a space and then attack with the ground to get +2.
Yep.
So is that 6, 11, 13 damage, I think?
It's a lot of damage.
Yeah, that's Devastator levels of damage.
Yeah. This is build your own TDR Devastator down here.
There's the shield. I mean, it's looking pretty wrapped up. Let's see what Sandy can pull out in this game.
It's looking like we may be heading to a game 3, but we'll still see if Piet has any tricks up its sleeve.
They're on 7 resources. They don't have the initiative. Unless, I don't think
Han
they do.
has initiative still.
Yeah.
But there's also the interesting range where if you don't kill Piet, then it could just, it can't be Devastator, but it could be the Avenger, but you don't care about that because you've got the Chewie.
Yeah.
So I think you just send this Infest to base and say, I don't care about Piet.
Okay.
They go with smuggling the tech out first, so I'm curious what this signifies.
They could have another one of the attack with 2 units card in their resource row.
That's true. That's a good shout.
That might be what's happening here. And there it is.
Yeah, good call, good call.
Attack with space, attack with ground, 13 damage. Let's go to next game. Right? Is my math bad? No.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to next game.
So yeah, we are going to a game 3 here.
Yep. I learned that today playing my Han deck. After my match, Stan, one of our teammates, told me I should have played my tech and then claim because I had Surprise Strike in the row.
Oh, yeah.
I played another threat, but I needed to kill in one action. So,
Yeah.
You play that. I mean, here, he could have attacked with one, attacked with the other, but the +2 made it exactly lethal for that turn.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I know some people that play Piet. Do you know anyone that plays Piet?
Not well.
No. These are our decks from the 3v3. Almost.
Yeah.
I was mono.
You were mono Han.
Piet.
I was Piet. My Piet Blue
yeah.
was pretty different from this version, though, for sure.
Yeah.
I knew that I was going to have to tackle more aggro decks, so I didn't go too much into the... I didn't want to go too heavy on the Vigilant Super Laser Blast kind of plan for mine.
Well, we see these Chewbacca's kind of messing with that plan
Yeah, absolutely.
a lot.
I think a really key card here is the no glory only results, where I would assume this Han Green is on 3 Chewbaccas, and so that can just very easily turn off your Power of the Dark Side and your Avengers and your Super Laser Blasts.
Yeah.
But we haven't seen a single Devastator. We saw an Annihilator, I believe, game 1.
Yeah.
But we haven't seen the Devastator because Annihilator also can't kill Chewie. A Chewie'd unit.
Yeah.
I believe you'll still get to look through their deck for other copies of it, but you won't kill the one that's in play.
I'd have to read it if it says if you do.
I don't think it says if you do. I could be
Yeah.
wrong, but it's just kind of a funny interaction.
The other match is still going between the Cad Green, Cad Blue.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to get right back into this. I don't think
Yeah.
we need to switch away.
They're not sideboarding again.
Yeah,
They're just
looking
shuffling
at their
up.
X-Wing tokens. Those are nice.
Oh. Annihilator
does say if you
says
do.
If you do.
My cool line doesn't work, so you can't Annihilator a Chewie unit and still
Can't do
look
it.
through their hand.
I mean, if you could, you might as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
There's a saying in other card games for something that you can't do, and the saying is that's only legal in paper. You can't do it in the online clients and enforce the
yeah.
rules, but
But in paper, you
in
can.
paper.
At your kitchen table. So I love the Pershing start. The Han is
Another
playing
R2.
another R2. Is that
Discarded a blue leader.
Blue leader,
Not
okay.
not a Marauder.
Not a Marauder.
He did
Oh,
get
a
the resupply.
resupply.
But I think he also sees yeah, he goes actually not for the resupply. He goes for the
that the
Ewing
pump?
reinforcements.
Oh, that was Ewing.
Yeah.
Maybe he already has a resupply. Do they?
No, if you already have a resupply, I think you play it there. It might be him just. I'm not sure. That's really interesting.
Having played that deck, resupply is an incredibly powerful play.
Well, at least for this deck last set, which I think that's the big asterisk there. Is this last set, this deck was based around can you play resupply on turn 1 or 2. The only reason that R2 was in the deck was to find resupply.
Yep.
But I think the deck has to have fundamentally changed a little bit for this set because decks like Django have evolved, Piet has emerged, so you really can't afford to just play like the same deck. But either way, yeah, it's an interesting choice to go for the Ewing over the resupply. It looks like it also has an Infus Nest in hand and a Marauder.
It's also pretty early in this new cycle.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of people probably are still playing mostly the same deck with a few new ideas. I mean, we saw the
True.
Chewbacca's. And okay, so the laser tech died to the Pershing. R2 went in to ping down the Pershing a little bit.
Yeah, so we see Han resourcing the Marauder and then probably going to smuggle out the tech.
Yeah. Part of why you want to resource the Marauder is to go ahead and put it in the discard in case you draw another one.
Yeah, second Marauder is the best Marauder. Because Marauder does not say other unit. When it's played, you can get, if you have a unit in the discard that is the same name as any unit in play, including Marauder, then you can play it. He keeps the Marauder in his resource row, which could just be a nod to he has the tech out.
Yeah. Huh.
It's just when we update the screen, it does that. It's not reloading.
Okay, so we deployed Piet. What was it? Oh, Spark. We got a Spark.
Yeah,
Yep.
makes a lot of sense because you know specifically when you look at the that line, you think of Fleet Interdictor because that's the one that you have to deploy Piet first to be able to play for now 5.
Can I interest you in 2 Fleet Interdictors?
Yeah, we've had 1 Fleet Interdictor, yes. What about second Fleet Interdictor?
Second breakfast.
And the problem with taking one of those too is now you know that there's just this OB into Turbo Laser Salvo. So I think you have to take either the OB or the Salvo and just give him the Interdictors. This is a really tough spot though. I'm not sure what the right decision is here.
Ooh, I have to agree that it's tough because all of those are very good in this position because we're going to see the Fleet Interdictor. They could have... Even a Waylay can slow things down, but... yeah, maybe it slows it down enough. Let's see where the Han player takes this. Another draw from the Pershing. This time putting the damage on the leader.
Yeah, interesting to discard the Overwhelming Barrage.
Yeah, I think they're kind of... The Salvo's a bit better a lot of times.
That's what I was thinking, because also right now the Salvo kills the whole... I mean, I guess OB with that 2 damage kills the whole ground arena as well. So, yeah.
Another thing that they could also be trying to position themselves in space, but then there's the Fleet Interdictor.
Yeah,
like
I mean,
OB can go
I think it could
wants.
also just be that that OB is next turn and Turbo Laser's in 2 turns, so they just want to get as much damage now as they can.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that for sure. Still no damage on Piet's base. This game is looking, I mean, from my perspective, it's looking a lot better for Piet right now.
Yeah, Piet has done what they wanted to do. Han has not ramped. Interestingly, we saw them with the option to ramp. They could get to 7 on this turn. And I guess actually that's the other reason to take OB, because now you can flip Han without getting barrage down. So that makes a lot of sense to take the OB, assuming you want to flip Han and try to get to 7 this turn.
They do have tech. Could be a DJ line here.
Is that a scanning officer? So you are not flipping Han this turn. They all have smuggle. Yes, everything goes.
Yes, they all go. Now you can still flip Han, but you can't get to 7.
Yeah, you can only get to 4 if Han attacks. Which you have a Kira, so you could still do that and then name the Turbo Laser Salvo.
That's a good point.
But it's much worse than it was going to be with the U-Wing reinforcements.
Yeah. And we're getting close to the point where we're starting to lose the race as Han.
Yeah. I mean, this is one of the things that I like about the Piet deck. You get to the point where you have a little bit of advantage, and the next thing you know, you're hitting them for 16, 17 with 2 capital ships, and
Right.
yeah.
See chat asking about teams adjusting decks. This is not the team portion anymore, just to be clear.
And you did. This is a whole new tournament, so you don't have to. No one has to play the same deck they played in the team event. These decks were separately submitted, so I know a lot of our teammates. You know, they had their 3v3 composition, and
Right.
then this is separate for the deck they're playing in the 6K. Some people are playing the same deck. Some people are playing different decks.
I would not have played the same deck. For sure. This was the Kira. We don't know what was named. Oh, was that a salvo in there? If it was, I think
I would
I assume
assume
that was named.
that's what got named.
Yeah.
Because that's the whole point of that Kira play is you protect your whole ground arena for this turn.
Yeah. Cards like Kira, Regional Governor, shutting down things like Laser Blast, and now it was hard to shut down Overwhelming Barrage at this point in the game, but Salvo in this set costs 7.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to target it with Kira and still delay deployment of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we have 11 power on the Han side, 8 on the Piet side. Oh, that tech. more scanning. Just everything goes.
Yeah.
It's a closeout sale.
Yeah, I'm personally not usually very high on Scanning Officer because it's so narrow, but when your opponent has tech out, it is good. It is very good at that point.
It's an interesting spot to be in for the Han player.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they just keep getting disrupted by these Scanning Officers while they're taking a bunch of damage. They've been doing their own disruption. They got the Kira down. You get to keep their board at least. But it's another turn where they're only going to be at, they're only going to be able to spend 4 resources. So they could attack with Han, and if they have a Surprise Strike in the row, they could play that. But you've got to start getting some damage in to this Piet space.
Right.
You know that there's a Devastator. You know there's a Turbo Laser Salvo that will come eventually.
Yeah, the Piet deck is going to go over the top of you eventually if you don't get them in check.
Yeah. Interesting to see him go for the Scanning Officer.
I was kind of curious if he would, which made it interesting that we attacked with the Fleet Interdictor first, but maybe we're thinking about Waylay or something like that. So we had a claim. It must be a Han claim because they have 2 units they didn't attack with.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't move the token, but I think we can assume that is what happened here.
There was also no glory on the Kira, so the Kira died. So now that Turbo Laser Salvo is active to just completely wipe the ground arena.
Okay, and that is the reason to claim. Right?
Yeah.
Here is another Kira.
Yep.
But now
It all makes sense.
Now we have Laser Blast and Salvo. I believe they need to smuggle. There we go. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, at this point it's been long enough that Piet got more answers in.
I think they would have named Salvo, and the Piet player now has the option. Do I just blow up the whole board and start over?
I mean, you're winning the race. I don't know that you do need to blow up the whole board, right? You're there. You have 6 more attack. You can get them to 20 right now. You have the takedown on the Kira.
Yeah. Once again, threatening the salvo.
Mm-hmm.
4 more attack, 14, that's 18. But 6 puts them at 20. So we had attack from the Han leader unit. Fleet interdictor putting Han at 20 on base.
Yeah. So Han's at the point now where they've also just got to worry about the damage on their base.
Yeah. They can no longer. They can't. If they wanted to attack with a scanning officer, Han doesn't have an easy way to stop it. Yeah, we're running out of options.
Yeah.
Do we see a U-wing? Is there anything we could U-wing out of this Han deck?
Probably, but they
here.
haven't had a turn where they've actually been able to have 7 resources because of the scanning officers.
Yeah, I'm not sure there's something to dig for that just saves them here either.
Yeah, there's not much, because if you haven't had a unit die, then Luke doesn't kill the fleet interdictor. So I think it's going to be tough for Han to deal with this space arena. I think they have to instead try to just see if they can win. I mean, they could always U-wing into something like a Bright Hope to try to stem the bleeding while they get more damage in.
Yeah, that's right. Are we at Devastator resources? Yes, we are. Piet will reduce the cost by 1. Devastator costs 10. We have 9 resources.
Yep.
It might be time. No,
I like this. This is
right.
a safe play. Yeah.
I forgot. We've been threatening salvo for like 3 or 4 turns now.
Yeah. Yeah, now you tell Han, like, I'm winning the race, and you've got to completely rebuild your board. This is brutal for Han to try to go through. They do have a U-wing, so they can just respond with that. But yeah, this Piet not giving him a break at all.
What a devastating card that can be.
Yeah.
It's tempting to compare it to something like Overwhelming Barrage, but it just doesn't cap out nearly like Barrage does.
Yeah.
It just hits all of it. And you can't split arenas against this Piet deck very well because they're so strong in space.
Yeah.
So Salvo's just going to wipe out that ground that everyone pivots to.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, when you've got all these fleet interdictors.
Mm-hmm.
And just maintain your strong position.
Yeah. So many Piet matches basically devolve into Piet is in space and the other deck is on the ground and we see who gets there first. And Piet having things like the Turbo Laser Salvo really help prevent you from losing that race while your opponent's sitting there trying to sit there with 3 or 4 ground units.
Yeah. So, we don't have lethal yet, but as soon as this fleet interdictor attacks, you can just claim and the next one kills.
Yeah, we're getting there pretty quick for sure.
Looking at his U-wing pile. 10 cards. What can we find? Play them one at a time. Like you could find like an R2 into a Bright Hope.
So yeah, we got the Kira blue leader, but the blue leader, I don't know, it just needs a little bit more.
He's got the 2 to put it in ground arena, doesn't he? Oh, he did. They did.
They do.
They went into the fleet interdictor. Okay. I mean, I don't know that wins the game anyway, but.
Well, I mean, they're dead to 1 more fleet interdictor attack, so I think their goal is to top deck another blue leader to kill the fleet interdictor.
Or the Bright Hope now.
Or yeah, or something like a Bright Hope, which would also kill it with the attack.
Yeah. Or you die to a scanning officer.
Yeah.
What are we at here? 28. Even the scanning officer.
The little scanning officer that could over here.
Reporting for duty.
Yeah. So it's looking like Piet's going to take this. We'll see if Han can get anything. We see another U-Wing. So it's possible for Han to... Possible for Han to find something off there. We see a Marauder. They basically have to U-Wing into a Space Sentinel and an ambush unit. So they've got to get 2 answers.
I guess this is how you get 2 ansers. Oh wait, no,
That's
is
a
this
salvage.
salvage?
So they're salvaging the home one, and then you salvage that into a blue leader. So now the blue leader gets restore. So the scanning officer doesn't kill anymore, and the fleet interdictor has died. Yeah, so this does it as well. You do need to put 1 damage on the home one, but yeah, that does save them for right now. We'll see what else Piet can do, because the Kira is going to attack and restore 1 more. But if they attack base with the scanning officer, they go back to... They heal 2 with that? I feel like it's...
So...
Because they were at 28, so they should be at 27.
Yeah,
I think that's what they're saying now as well. Yeah, so they should be to 27, which is very important.
Yeah, I think the Piet player's like, wait a minute, I had you in check.
Yeah, exactly. So now it's 27. So now if you attack with scanning officer, they can't afford to attack with Kira and heal 1. Ooh, they go with the Sentinel. Interesting. So they make sure that Kira can't just attack in and kill the scanning officer. So now scanning officer is going to get to hit for 3. Emperor's Royal Guard is a really interesting inclusion in this list. I'm really curious how many Sentinels they're running. The difference here, though, is now Han is going to get initiative, and you can start with the home 1 attack, which gets you out of range of the next attack. I don't know, it's all very close. We're all... Piet is trying desperately to get across this finish line here.
Right, now we're in the ground arena as Piet.
Yeah, no, Piet's in the ground, naturally. Well,
trying to finish things on the ground.
So now they've got... Now Piet has 5 damage on the ground arena and only restore 2 for Han. So Han needs to have something else. We see there's Infus Nest, there's Han Unit. They've got options. I like Han Unit a lot because he also gets to restore 1 on the ambush. So you can Han Unit, kill the Royal Guard, restore 1.
Han has initiative, 28 to 13 on Piet space. Let's see, the home 1 attack is enough to not immediately die.
It sounds like we might be getting some background noise. Somebody in chat mentioned it. We're in our own room, but there's still some background noise, and also there's still some like rustling around in here. So let us know if you keep hearing things. We'll try our best to keep it as clean as we can. On player here still deciding. I don't think they have much choice outside of Han ambush into this Royal Guard. They have another U-Wing. That's really risky, though. Really risky. You could Infus Nest bounce, but that's just also... They go for the attack first. Interesting. So this means that maybe they want to Infus bounce the scanning officer. I'm really intrigued by that home 1 attack that doesn't get the doesn't kill the Royal Guard. Because now if you play something that doesn't deal with both units, then they get to then Piet gets to claim and attack in. So now this U-wing has to hit something good. I'm not sure if this Han deck is playing any ground sentinels.
It could be a situation where you look at the 10 cards and
They've got an ambush unit in the Han, and then a Falcon to restore another one, so they can still live the board now.
Are they at 29?
Yeah, but they. Oh, you're right. So as soon as they ambush into the Royal Guard, they die even with the restore one.
Right.
So yeah, I really think that they backed themselves into a corner by. Yeah, because they were at 27.
Well, they're in a pretty tough spot.
Yeah.
For one, but 3 is more than 2.
Yeah.
So if you kill the ERG first, then attack.
Oh, they had Piet Devastator to kill the to kill the home one and overwhelm.
Oh, wow.
All right. Well, that does it for round 2. We are 30 seconds away from time in the round. All right, so we are going to go on a short break while we finish up the rest of round 2, and we'll be back in a few minutes with round 3. Stick with us, folks.
See you soon.
Welcome back to round 3 of the Bothan 6k Invitational. We have a real treat for you guys. We have Krusher from the McClunky Gaming competition team against 10-year-old Caleb.
So I have a story about both of these people. Krusher, before the event, like 10 minutes before, as the round started, he needed a Lux. We went out to my car and found it. So at least one Lux in Krusher's deck is my Lux.
Nice.
And then Caleb is a local. He's 10 years old. And he is a very good player. He wins a lot at our weeklies. I even thought about, when I was doing announcements for this round, to let people know, if you sit across from a 10-year-old, don't take it lightly. This kid's pretty good.
Yeah, and if any bots are in chat watching, we will not click your shady links. Please go away. Looks like we've got a Django mirror here, both on Tarkentown. And I think we saw, if anyone here watched the 3v3 finals, I think that we saw just how skill intensive a Django mirror can be. There are a lot of very intricate lines, I think especially in the mirror. So I'm curious to see how this goes. There's obviously some amount of play TDR, hit good thing, but yeah, there are so many intricate lines in this mirror, and especially if people have built their deck specifically for the mirror, it's really got some cool stuff to it, I think.
Trying to figure out how to fully ban that bot using the moderator tools. I keep trying.
Alright, we see Krusher take a mulligan, Caleb keep his initial hand. We see a Bothan for Caleb.
Oh, you know, Caleb loves trying to scam his opponents. Like,
Nice.
hope that they only kept one turn one drop. He played that against me in weeklies, and he had this huge grin on his face. When he played it, I knew he was trying to scam me.
We see a Bib Fortuna in Krusher's hand. This is not a draft game. No, Caleb does have initiative, so if we only see the one turn one play, he could potentially get scammed here. The Bib actually could be good here with the triple dark raid. We see the Bothan. Oh, there is a second turn one play. So yeah, I think you just take the triple dark raid here.
Yep. And Caleb knows that.
Yeah. Lux Bonteri looking pretty solid here as well.
Ooh, that might be my Lux.
Go get it back right now.
No, right now. I need that back. I need that back. Caleb's my boy. Give me that Lux back.
Get the Lux back and then immediately call a judge for a deck check. That's the way. only honor here.
Krusher's a super nice guy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Ooh.
Yeah, we see the Gorilla Soldier coming in. 3 to base from it, so just a nice little free surprise strike. He could also, Caleb could also just potentially take out this Lux if he wants to. We'll see what Krusher responds with. We see the 7th lead. I don't believe he has a P38. I don't think he has a way to ping. He does have a Cartel Spacer, so he can use 2 resources to tap the Gorilla Soldier if he wants to try to keep his Lux alive.
It keeps it alive for one more turn, and then Caleb would probably end up claiming.
Yeah. So he just goes to base with the Lux. I think he's just accepting that it's going to die, and he's okay with that. Because also the cartel spacer doesn't let him Tarkin down the Lux, so it's just a one-turn solution.
7th Fleet is also quite nice in the Django matchup with the shield, making sure it can get at least an attack in.
And just so everyone at home knows, the more annoyed Jonathan gets with banning bots talking about March Madness, we may have to go into subscriber-only mode.
Yeah.
That is a last resort, and we apologize, but for some reason, these guys are insistent and will not stop invading the stream with what I assume are spam links that don't work to shady betting websites.
I'm banning the accounts, and they keep making new ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really interesting to just see this Django match devolve into just ground versus space.
Yeah. Like, the Greedo hits as hard as the 7th Fleet.
Yeah.
And it costs 1 instead of 3.
So, I mean, Krusher here is really looking for something like an IG 2000. But it's also, he can't flip his Django safely. So I see he's got a no good to me dead. I think he's got a sneak attack, but no, a sneak attack and a Ruthless Raider and a no good to me dead.
I thought I saw a Ruthless Raider.
So he might just sneak the Raider and just flip Django last, but I think he's going to wait to see if there's a triple Dark Raid or what. The 7th Fleet, yeah, the 7th Fleet doesn't get tapped here, so now he's got all the information for what's going to happen this turn. So now he can play the Ruthless Raider and either tap the Django, or I honestly don't hate killing the Greedo. The only problem with killing the Greedo is you have so many things in your deck that just kill it for free.
Right.
So it's kind of better. It feels better to just get the damage on Django and know that eventually you're going to kill the... He does kill the Greedo. Interesting. I don't hate that. I definitely don't hate that.
You could have gotten the exhaust, and it would have saved the same amount of damage this turn. But this at least sets us up to not have to think about it in future turns. Because he doesn't have a multi-pinger in his hand.
Yeah.
He doesn't know if he's going to draw one.
And I think we'll see how Krusher thinks he's doing in this race based on whether he attacks base with this Ruthless Raider, if he kills the IG 2000. I like killing the IG 2000.
I'm expecting a kill.
I would expect a kill as well.
The Raider still goes back to your hand?
It's sneak attack, so it will die.
Oh, sneak attack. I'm sorry. I was thinking of TDR.
More bots.
Might be going in subscriber mode.
He does go to base with the Raider.
Okay. So he thinks... so he's going to have him at...
He's going to be at 19 after the Django attack, and he's only at 13.
Okay, so he just says, you're going to die before it matters.
And I'm curious where this Raider damage is going to go as well. He can't Tarkin Town in the same action as the Raider. You can still put it on the IG, because actually I like this, because if you put it on the IG, then it still trades with any unit that it might attack into. So I think I like this. I like this by Krusher.
So Caleb's really looking for a War Juggernaut.
Yeah.
Or even...
Yeah,
I suppose another IG if you have to.
Another IG would honestly be very fine here. You'd still get to tap down you'd still get to tap down 2 things and kill the Kylo's tie. Whether you want to tap down Django or whatever. He goes to base. Interesting. What that signifies to me, it could mean that could be the signal that he has another IG. No, I think I see a P38 and a Ruthless Raider in hand.
At 21, any pump.
Yeah, so he goes up to 24 now. So now he needs to get the IG or multi-tapper. Looks like he doesn't have it. So it looks like we're going to game 2 here. Yeah, Krusher taking game 1. And to me, whenever I see, especially mirror matches like this, when people decide to trade versus go to base in a mirror match is, to me, the ultimate tell of, do you think you're winning or not? When you sneak attack a Ruthless Raider and you can kill a unit for free, but you get your 4 damage on base anyway, and I mean, Krusher was clearly correct with that line. It got him into, you know, lethal in a couple of actions. Yeah, those are the lines to me where I get to insight into what the players think of if they think they're ahead or behind.
Yeah, I think he already had damage on their base.
Yeah.
He already had a board state, and Ruthless Raider does 8 damage in that cycle to the base.
Yeah,
which is almost a third of the health.
I'm interested to see here how the post board games go, and how which spice works in the Django mirror. I think we've seen some electromagnetic pulse put in good work in these matchups. I think there are a lot of tools around that can work. Yeah, unbelievably, Avid Pain Enjoyer, we have not even 1 but 2 Djangos. I can't imagine why, what possessed people to play this deck.
Yeah, this might be a pretty common matchup right now.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. These are some Django Tangos that we've got. And it takes 2 Djangos to Django Tango.
Still looking into moderation options for that. There's that bot again.
Me too.
Thanks, Maddie, for the kind words. And for everyone at home, we are not sponsored by nor affiliated with anything to do with anything from March Madness, so...
Yep. Don't click those links.
Krusher thinking hard on his second resource. He's got a bib again.
Okay. I was talking to another member of McClunky Gaming before this round started, and they showed me Bib in their deck. I asked them if they like it. They said it's my first time trying it. so
Classic.
We don't know.
Well, he might have gotten scammed this time. Ooh, he did not get. So he resourced his Bib, and then the Bazine got the turn 1 play. So no turn 1 play for Krusher. Caleb got him. We saw Caleb go for that in game 1, and Krusher had two drops, so he was still able to make a play, and did not work in game 2. Gorilla Soldier taking out Bazine. I really like that from Caleb, just not letting him ready and attack into anything. Just put all the damage on your Bazine and take it. That's fine. Wow, Caleb doesn't have a turn 2 play. Oh no.
Oh man.
Really a very different game 2 from the game 1 where both players were able to curve out a little bit easier. We see Krusher with no turn 1 and then Caleb with no turn 2.
So they both have lots of gas in their hand for these later turns.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We got a lot of something.
Maybe 3 sneak attacks and
Yeah.
no units.
3 sneak attacks, 3 surprise strikes, and call it a day.
Yep.
Oh, did Caleb just claim again? I think he did.
Oh, not like this.
Wow, so no turn 2 or turn 3 play for Caleb. Really unfortunate draws here.
Wow.
See the planetary bombardment in hand that gets resourced. Looks like he has potentially another one. A No Good to Me Dead, a Waylay, Surprise Strike. A lot of events in that hand, and a Fett's Fire Spray. So those are not what you want to see in this particular order.
Yeah. It's maybe a game where he'll look back and wonder if he should have mulliganed.
Yeah, I mean, at a certain point, you've got to trust your deck to give you something. I think he liked the Bazine that he had.
Yeah.
Going 6 to base, no fear. I missed 2 plays. I don't care. I'm hitting you in the
We're
face.
catching up with surprise strikes.
I think he might want to... It looks like he has a No Good to Me Dead, so he might be trying to line that up for the Django. Oh, he did just claim. Into the Sneak War Jug. This is a lot of damage. It's as much damage as Krusher wants to put on his guys, so I'm curious how deep he goes. He goes all the way. So now there's going to be 8 damage from this sneak attack, in addition to still the 3 from the Django.
Yeah, it's going to put Caleb at 21 to Krusher's 6 on base.
Yeah.
Four rounds tonight of this first pool.
Yeah, so we've got one more round after this tonight. We are in round 3 right now. We're playing 4 rounds of Pool A tonight, and we'll pick up round 5 tomorrow morning.
And shortly, I would encourage you to try to use the phrase March Madness in our chat. It won't work.
We're just testing out some moderation tools.
Yeah.
Let us know what happens.
Yeah. If you're not able to chat March Madness, it might be working.
So you see the War Jug. I mean, that's step 1 to coming back. Because Krusher's still 2 actions away, so we can't just claim here and try to get in a single attack. We see a Devastator resourced.
March Gladness.
Don't make us ban March Gladness. We'll do it.
No, that's next. When you have this much damage on your base, you end up just being in check constantly.
All right, so let's see here. We're into the next turn. So Krusher has initiative. So if he has Surprise Strike, he's got it. He doesn't have the surprise strike, so he just goes for 3 to base. But now Caleb is in check from everything. He's only got one hit point left. So any Ruthless Raider, any attack from a unit.
Daring Raid.
Yeah. So War Juggernaut does attack for 6. So, but if he goes second War Juggernaut, so that does kill the Gorilla Soldier. And now, how many of his own things is Caleb gonna ping with this? Is the question. I think you do it. You just got to get as much damage as you can. I think you just ping all your stuff. So it looks like Krusher's a couple of no good to me deads in hand. So we'll see how he wants to play there. A 1 and then a 7th fleet, I think. So no good to me dead on the readied War Jug.
Protect his Django at least.
Yeah, exactly. So now Caleb has to claim and kill Django with the other War Jug, but that's assuming Krusher doesn't play anything else. Yeah, so Caleb claims, and then he gets the 7th fleet, and this is going to be tough.
Again, there's the strength of the 7th fleet. Can't even tap that.
Well, if he's at 8, he can tap it with Devastator. If he's at 8. He drew a Devastator. I think he is.
Okay. That's interesting.
So he can Devastator. You can just kill the 7th fleet if you want, or like, I would take some time to count damage, because you can just tap both things and then see if your other War Jug can kill.
One thing that can happen in these Django games is you keep taking initiative, you keep tapping their whole board, and eventually you've built up so many giant machines that you can just swing and kill them in one hit.
Yeah, so he can only get his War Jug up to 8 damage with this. That doesn't pop the shield. Actually, he killed the shield. That doesn't pop the shield unless you have Pride out. And he's going 2 more to base.
Did he do 4 damage with the Devastator?
Yeah, he did 2 to base, 1 to Django, 1 to 7th fleet.
Definitely. I mean, either way, it should have a shield. I'm just wondering if
Yeah.
they got confused somewhere.
Alright, so Krusher claims here because he knows, like, I think it looks like he let him take it back and do 2 to the 7th fleet and then kill the Django with the attack. So I think Krusher was being nice there. Either that or there may have just been some confusion because it looked like Krusher claimed and then Caleb.
Has he used Tarkentown yet? Has he used Tarkentown yet?
Neither person has used Tarkentown yet.
I was wondering if he Tarkentown the 7th fleet that's supposed to have a shield on it.
I don't think he didn't move anything to the base, like any kind of X or anything. So I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't think he Tarkentowned the 7th fleet.
Now our chat is being a little naughty. They're going around the banned phrases in lots of creative ways, trying to get themselves banned. I mean, he might have Tarkentowned and it's not, it hasn't been marked. And if he did, it
shouldn't have worked because the way indirect damage works is you deal damage to the unit, but shields only go away if they prevent damage. So the 7th fleet would have still had a shield.
And I think the rules language of indirect specifically says bypasses shields as well to make it extra.
I think
clear.
I think they made it clearer. He's gonna tap the Devastator.
So how much do we have here? 7, 14.
I think ultimately it's not gonna matter because I think that. Yeah, I think the 1 damage to base didn't matter if he had 2 on the set, so I don't think it ultimately affected the game. But yeah, if that was supposed to be a deal 1 and then Tarkentown, I'm not sure if that's what happened, but I don't think it affected the outcome of the game because I think Caleb won by more than 1 damage. So it would have been the same outcome if he had just put 2 damage on the 7th fleet and 1 on the base.
But that was the multi-tapper scenario I was talking about. Turn after turn, you play a multi-tapper until you've got a board that can just kill them.
Yeah. So while they set up for game 3, we're going to look over here at... We have Crawl Lake from BN versus Brian. So we have Piet Blue versus Quinlan Tarkentown. This is a really interesting matchup. We're jumping in here. I'm not sure which game this is. Is this game? So this is game 2 with Crawl having won game 1. This is a really interesting matchup where a lot of times Quinlan can get there with enough hand hate, as we see a Spark of Rebellion being played. And that is a lot of removal.
We're on 7 resources.
Yeah, so Piet is deployed, so he'd have to worry about the Devastator next turn. I would imagine he's going to kill this Piet, so he doesn't have to worry about Devastator next turn, or just take it. Take it here. So yeah, interesting decision on the Spark here.
You know, the Djangos are shuffling up. Let's see what the Spark decision is at least.
Yeah, we'll cut back to Krusher versus Caleb in a second. They're shuffling up and getting their hands for game 3. We're trying low downtime stream options here.
And Caleb is one of our locals. I told him, if he gets on a feature match table, I'm going to put him on the stream. And then I told him, if you win, I'm going to bring you in the booth and interview you. So I know he wants to win.
Yeah.
He knows he's on stream. He's very excited, I can promise you.
Yeah, so we see the takedown eventually get taken. So that's an interesting decision, leaving the Devastator in hand and the other removal. But now we're back to Django v. Django. Both players have a turn 1 play. This is pod racing. We got a TIE Bomber and a Lux Bonteri. Both players have successfully lane dodged. So now Krusher is any kind of P-38 or any pinger can help him. He can target down the TIE Bomber, and Caleb has to deal with this Lux before he triple dark raids or sneak attacks.
And there's a lot of people have trimmed daring raids lately, which opens the door to running these 3/2s with a bit more freedom and less risk.
Yeah, Daring Raid to me is just one of those safety cards. Like it's the first one you always want to try to cut, but it's so versatile.
Yeah. I mean, this Lux... Okay, so Lux, if you play something without paying its full cost, you can either ready one of your own units or exhaust an enemy unit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Triple Dark Raid, Sneak Attack. Perfect for this matchup.
Yeah, Admiral Piet. Everything that they do.
Piet. Yeah.
It also works if you play a pilot unit whose piloting cost is less than the printed unit cost. So if you pilot a Chewbacca, that works. So you can exhaust something.
Yeah, these cost reductions and modular cards really making Lux have more potential impact. I mean, I'm interested to see if we get to see it trigger this game. Because as much as Lux looks great on the card, and when you think about it, it looks great, I don't see it trigger that often.
I agreed. In the 3v3, I was playing Piet and played against the Lux, and it didn't trigger there either. I just killed the Lux.
Yeah, right.
It's not a very sturdy unit.
It is easy to take out.
It's interesting that Krusher didn't target down the TIE Bomber. That's a lot of disrespect on that TIE Bomber's name.
Right.
Yeah, JPC in chat saying Krusher resourced a Raider and a Devastator. I think that you can't afford to hold on to the Devastators in this matchup. Like you want to draw them when you're close to 8, but you can't afford to hold them the whole time, especially when you've already been Bazined a bunch.
I mean, you definitely have to map out your next couple turns. And
Yeah.
Devastator, which turn is that from this point?
'Cause, yeah.
That's too far out to map with the cards I have in my hand.
Yeah, I think he's talking about last game, because I believe Krusher
last
resourced
game.
a Devastator in his opening hand. It was very early. And you just can't afford to hold Devastator all game, in my opinion. And honestly, this matchup is not about Ruthless Raider. Like old school Django was always like Raider is the card. How many Raiders I draw equals do I win or not, and that's just not the case with this Django anymore. And so I think you want to get, especially when you get these wide board states, like you just want your things like your war jugs and whatever. So I think he resourced both of those early, and then got to the point where he was stuck on 24 and couldn't get the last point in.
I think it also depends a little bit how well they deal with your leader.
Yeah.
If they've killed your leader, now we're back on Raiders. those are better now.
Yeah, we finally see a Tarkin town. I don't think what happened at the end of last game was a Tarkin town. We never saw any kind of token move towards it. I think they just talked about and changed where the damage went from the indirect.
Yeah.
But I'm not 100% sure. We can't talk to the players right now, so I'm not sure. Yeah, I agree with Avid Pain Enjoyer. I thought he was going to Tarkin town the bomber on turn 1, and it's just hit him for 9 instead.
Yeah.
Like, this thing has been wild, and in Django, you don't want to put it on any of your units because they get tapped if you do. So now he kills it. He gets 1 overwhelmed to base.
I think his leader should be readied.
Yeah. Caleb's leader should be ready. But it's also the deploy turn, so I don't think it. Yeah, so now he
a little
Tarkin
marker.
town.
There
He's the marker. So yeah, so that's not what happened last game.
Looks
for
like
sure.
he wants to triple dark raid. Maybe he just killed that Lux.
Yeah.
So we have an IG 1000. That's a P38, right?
Yes.
And then
P38 and
Django
IG 2000. Yeah.
Here's a triple dark. Now, generally, you don't want to be first to triple dark raid
Correct.
in this matchup.
Yeah, I really like the way Caleb flipped first because he gave Krusher the opportunity to do this. There's a Devastator for Krusher, which he can't play now, but it's important for him to note that he's moving it to the bottom. So he does get to tap the Django, but that's not the biggest deal. And now if Caleb can triple dark raid and tap the Raider, then you've kind of negated a lot of what Krusher's trying to do this turn.
I mean, we see it in his hand, and it was pretty telegraphed by killing the Lux. I think Krusher knows triple dark raid's coming, or a sneak attack, something like that was coming. So we have 2 extra resources.
Yeah,
I don't know if he has
cannot get a
Radiance.
Devastator. Not sure if he has
seen
Radiance, but ideally you're just looking for either a Raider or a War Jug.
Yeah.
IG 2000 is not the end of the world, but it's not what you're looking for. That's not what you're looking for.
No. Just a bomber.
Ooh, that's what we in the biz call a whiff.
It is
Man.
almost a whiff. It's like, can you
Yeah.
full whiff? You can full whiff in these decks, but man.
I think Krusher should have put more respect on the TIE Bomber earlier, and I think we should put less respect on it now. That's a bad one.
That 3 just goes right on the guy. The guy
Yeah,
that's
the
going
guy
back
that's
to
bouncing.
hand. Oh no.
Oh, is he the Electromagnetic Pulse? Oh my goodness, that's a good hand from
Look at
Krusher.
that, yeah.
Tap any vehicle or triple dark raid or a war jug. Like that's not the hand Caleb wants to see, especially after he just whiffs on his triple dark raid.
Well, he let him keep the triple dark raid because sometimes you just find a bomber.
Yeah.
Play to your outs here.
Yeah.
19 on
Now
Caleb's
Caleb
face.
has to bounce back his TIE Bomber, which they might forget about because it's not one you usually get out with triple dark raid.
Sure isn't. And
Oh,
there
they
it
got
goes.
it. They got
Okay.
it. We're good.
12 on Krusher space, 19. So 6 health remaining for Caleb. We have plenty of power on the board to do that.
So there is the war jug.
Yep.
So that's step 1. Tap everything. P38 is going to get to tap something back, but you don't really care. Your war jug didn't come in ready anyway.
Need to put a damage on that Django.
Django gets
leader.
damage on him. I think they're getting the dice for it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Bazine too.
Yeah.
Pump up that Juggernaut.
Yeah, and I think I like the play here of not damaging your own war jug. He does it. Okay, I honestly I don't mind it either way. Django doesn't have a ton of ways to punish 6 health versus 7. It really depends on the matchup, I think, as to whether you're supposed to ping your own Juggernaut or not.
I guess like a surprise strike on a 3.
Yeah, so like you
There's
could surprise
something
strike
to think
Django to
about.
kill it, but you
Yeah.
kill Django back anyway if that happens, so
Right.
it's like not the end of the world.
Yeah.
And also, I think he already knows Krusher has a war jug of his own. So
Right. JPC mentioning, don't ping your own war jugs against Han.
yeah, so Surprise Strike just does get in for the last 6 damage. So Krusher is going to take this one, 2-1. Krusher crushing the dreams of 10-year-old Caleb. Caleb is still alive though. These players were both undefeated coming into this, so they were both at 2-0 coming into round 3. So obviously still alive for the top cut.
Could get him back on stream.
Yeah, and I believe we are going to flip over to.
They just finished.
They just finished. We're not going to flip over to the other game. So we have about 18 minutes left in this round. So we are going to take a short break, and we'll be back with you guys shortly. Thanks for hanging out.
Hey guys, between rounds right now. Any of you guys active in chat? Anyone hanging out? Figured I'd check. Oh, hey. How's it going? How you enjoying this stream so far? I'm just waiting for the round to start, so, you know, just hanging out with you guys. You see the standings posted there, Matthew? Yeah, that last match was tough. How many Djangos on the top tables? So I just, during our break, I went out, you know, onto the floor and kind of checked in with a bunch of people. Got hey Wes, a lot of my friends are 3-0 and some of them scrubbed out. But I did hear that there's a lot of Djangos at the top tables. That is what one person at the top tables was telling me. They said they sat down and all around them was Django. So, it is pretty good. I think it's tough if you don't have a really strong plan for it. Jarakin, what's going on, Jonathan? Stream's been great so far. Wishing I was there. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people here. A lot of people traveled to be here. It is really cool. I'm really impressed. It's amazing. It's a lot of people that I met for the first time. Like, I had never met Tata or Woo. I'm like looking over at Courtney. She's nodding her head that she agrees. I mean, Courtney, you've probably met more of these people than me, but
Quite a few of them.
Yeah, a lot of amazing players traveled all the way down here for this. Very cool.
This is definitely getting people ready for Galactics.
Yeah.
It's a long, intense day of tournaments.
I know Frank and I were talking to Sonny about that, just kind of making that point, that there's so much competition here at the Bothan Invitational. It's some of the best practice you can get for something like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah. There's just nothing like sitting down when it's actually part of a tournament compared to sitting at your table and practicing. Like, you can hold yourselves accountable and say, like, hey, no take backs, let's see how this goes. It's still not the same as just being there, being in that room surrounded by everybody playing out that tournament. What's the furthest anyone's traveled? Ah, you saw my nails? These are hyperspace nails. You saw them in Discord. Yes. I still have them. What do you...
They're prettier in person.
They're awesome. Where, how far has someone traveled, do you think, Courtney?
Good question.
I mean
we've got people here from California.
That might be the furthest.
That
might be the furthest, yeah. One of our teammates, Jeff Schutz, goes by Balloon Hands in the Discord. Came from California.
Yeah.
That's a long trip, even in an airplane.
Right.
He has family here, though, so
Yeah.
he gets to double dip, spend some time with family.
Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us today.
We'll be here all day tomorrow.
We will be. And we'll be here Sunday, too, for a good portion of the day.
Do you know how many rounds the first pool is? Like, is it four rounds in the morning?
Right.
Like 4 and 4, so
and
8
4.
rounds? Yeah. Woo! It's going to be fun.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Sounds like the pairings just got up for round 4.
Awesome.
See if I can get it updated.
I do see, isn't Rodney from West Coast? Actually, that is Chris Schutz, who's the, I don't know if he's from West Coast. Maybe. Yeah, that might be true, but he lives here in Atlanta, where I'm located. He's one of our locals. We get to hang out and play SWU together. But his brother lives out in California, yeah. Right. Chris couldn't make it. He has work all weekend. So Chris lives here in Atlanta. Couldn't attend. Jeff lives in California. Found a way to make it.
That's right. That's right. Dedication.
That's pretty funny. Yeah.
Chris, stop being a slacker. Just kidding.
Hey, it's good to have that kind of work.
He's helped us so much.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Audio visual.
These guys are like Hollywood camera guys.
Guys, right.
So then they come in and help us set up rigs and like check the rigs. They really know what they're doing.
Yeah, we love to get people's feedback on how they like the switching over of cameras, and we have a little bit of downtime here, but not much.
Oh yeah, yeah. We're chatting with the chat, Frank. Come say hi.
Jump in, say hi to everybody.
We got Frank Myers here. Did you get your pairings?
Oh, I don't think they're paired yet.
There's no pairings?
I thought they were, but they
They're about to be paired any second.
Okay.
You get in here all your wires and cords and cool high-tech stuff y'all are running.
How are your rounds going?
What's up, chat? I didn't have time to play my first one because I was helping y'all with the stream.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I actually just scooped round one without playing it. But then I
Okay.
won the next two, so I'm 2-1.
Okay.
And if I win this last round tonight, I'll be 3-1. Knock on wood.
You playing the deck you brought to 3v3?
I didn't have time today. I was going to make changes, or I have an ECL Sabine I like. I was going to make some changes in it and run that. But honestly, it was so much work putting this stream on today. So super excited. So many viewers today. We have big numbers. It's so great, guys. Good job. Hey, did Jeff want a break? Because I could get Ian or somebody in here to cast with you.
Oh, I don't think so.
Okay.
We're just hanging out.
Good. Who's hanging out in chat? Do I know any of these guys? What's up? Anyway.
Tell them about what time we're starting tomorrow.
Early. Yeah, 8 a.m. Eastern time. We'll start with around 5 of our Swiss. Is that right?
And it's going to go to 8 rounds, right? So we got 4 in the morning?
Yeah. That sounds right.
I mean, 120 people.
It's 8.
Yeah, it's got to be 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to go around, the second half of it tomorrow morning.
And then we'll jump into the second pool right after that.
Oh, yeah, Wes was talking about the camera switching. Have y'all done any camera switching today on the stream between different games?
A little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
It won't do that.
It won't do it on that screen.
Yeah.
So, look at our cool Bothan Network team jerseys.
Hey, Stan just came and asked me. Sorry, Courtney.
Caleb,
they banned March
so
because of bots. I heard there were bots.
Yeah, there was a bot kept talking about March Madness. So I told the chat if you try to type out March Madness, it will ban your chat.
Now Casero liked the camera switching in the 3v3.
Oh yeah,
Good. I can't wait to watch it back. Like, it's like I'm gonna play all day and then I'm gonna turn around and watch hours and hours of
It's a lot of work, so I hope
streaming
people got
it.
some benefit out of
I heard
that.
good things about Josh from NextGenGaming that he
Oh
came
my God,
in and
he
streamed.
did incredible. It was
Yeah, of course.
fantastic. I
Good.
mean, he's pro level.
Casero's up in Boston. Maybe Bothan Invitational Boston one year.
I
What would
wouldn't
that
mind
be?
going to Boston.
Bibos, B-I-B-O-S, B-Boss.
I know we got to make silly
Battle
names.
at Bibos.
When we first said BIATL, I was like, really?
And that stuck.
And then it caught on.
It stuck, baby.
it worked.
Bothan
It
Invitational,
worked.
BI, Bothan Invitational,
BIATL.
ATL's Atlanta, the airport code, ATL, BIATL.
I know.
The
It
next
worked.
one, By Shy,
Right, Chicago.
Chicago,
No, that's
maybe.
you gotta put a
By
bit,
chi?
beachy. No, B. You gotta say B.
You gotta be careful.
Oh yeah,
Be careful.
You gotta be careful
It's not
there.
You're gonna
bit.
get us in trouble,
Don't say
Frank.
bit. It's beachy. B-I-C-H-I.
Beachy.
Beachy.
Come on,
Battle at
Baichi.
Beachy.
Come on, Baichi.
Say beachy. Yeah, it'd be awesome.
Yeah, people love the 3v3.
Hey, Azure. Thanks, Azure X.
I mean, no one's done this before.
I know.
You know?
We broke new ground. Oh, pairings are up.
There you go.
Let me go get
get 'em.
3-1, baby. Let's
Go get
go.
'em. See you in 10 minutes, Frank.
Post my deck list. I don't mind. Show my spice. I got the Django Buster right here.
Uh-huh. Go beat some Djangos. I know everyone wants to beat Djangos.
Jake, Shel, and Type.
All right.
Or should we do? Are you gonna?
I don't know yet.
Welcome back, Star Wars fans. We are here getting ready for the last round of Swiss for today. So this is the 4th round of Swiss in Pool A of the 6K. We have Tim, aka Titanic, from McClunky Gaming. And we're trying to figure out exactly who he is playing against. So we're getting that set up for you guys. And again, this is the last round today. We will pick up tomorrow morning, I believe 8 a.m. Eastern Time, with round 5 of Pool A of the 6K. Tomorrow will be rounds 5 through 8 of Pool A and rounds 1 through 8 of Pool B. And then Sunday will be the top 16, making the top 8 of both pools into one top 16 bracket.
All right, so this is Titanic. Tim, did you already introduce him?
Yes. Well,
Okay.
I introduced him. I don't know who he's
Gaming.
playing against.
Yeah. Okay, so another story about... This is so cool doing everything. Those are all my cards.
Nice.
See how they do. He told me he was 3-0, so it was
Yeah,
working.
so it looks like he's playing against YouTube content creator Jake Shel.
Okay. And
And believe it or not, we have a Django Tarkentown mirror.
I'm stunned.
Yeah, really shocking stuff here. Really shocking.
What is the other matchup? Oh, it's Sabine.
Sabine Yellow. It's Ryan Warner, Sabine Yellow versus Cad Green. Yeah.
All right, we will definitely pop over to that at some point.
Yeah, so that is... I bet without looking at...
Yeah, I mean, you could guess 60% of it at least.
Yeah, exactly.
80 to 90. He has triple dark raids in there.
Wow, that's a good card I hear.
Yeah, 3 of them.
Dang, that's good.
Full commit. All right, let's see. Let's see if my cards continue to treat him well. If you haven't met Titanic, he's just such a nice guy.
He's the nicest guy ever. He's
Such a nice
good
guy. He's
Yeah.
huge, and he's just the nicest guy. He's like one of those giant teddy bear guys.
Yeah. Yeah, Tim should have the showcase buff here. You'll see. He also has at least a hyperspace Tarkentown. I can't tell if it's hyperfoil or not, but that should give him at least a few percentage points advantage.
Yeah, you know, when I gave him the deck box, it had a Django and a base in it, and he just didn't care.
Nice.
He's
so
he's
rude.
using his shiny one. The judge told him you can't play your shiny deck. He said, "Fine, play my shiny leader and shiny base."
All right, we see a 9 rolled. What do we think Jake's gonna roll? Ooh, 5. That is lower than 9.
It's almost half.
A little
it's
over.
like a little over, yeah, but it's close.
Yeah.
Another viewer just noticed that Django is on the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. The crafty smuggler into closed tie.
Yeah, interesting here. We got a shielded start versus a 1 more power start.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same. It's interesting. Like, where's the more value there?
I think I like the crafty start better than the Kylo's tie. There's so many ways to ping or eventually double ping down the Kylo's tie, but I mean, it all depends on what happens next.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking about it takes 3 pings to take out the crafty.
Yeah,
so it
versus
could get to swing
2 pings to take
swing
out
more.
the Kylo's tie. Yeah.
Well, Kylo tie attacks twice. It's the same as crafty attacking 3 times.
See a fire spray in hand for Jake. I'm curious how many fire sprays a lot of these lists are on. That's a card that's been going more and more out of the list just because you only want so many 6+ drop cards, and fire spray is worse than War Jug, and it's worse than Ruthless Raider, it's worse than Devastator.
Which is really interesting, coming from like set 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Fire spray was just a menace, and now we're like, nah, it's not good enough.
Tim has a really good card in this spot in the 7th fleet where it could potentially just double trade with everything. That's another card that's kind of fallen out of favor. Is that an enticing reward? I think it is. That's a really cool tech. So when the 7th fleet eventually dies, Jake will get to look for his triple dark raids, his sneak attacks, whatever non-unit cards he wants to get.
Yeah, so now that I see the enticing reward, I also saw this player's deck list. I remember seeing the enticing reward. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah. I'm curious what quote-unquote standard cards he cut for it. There's a few flex spots in the deck, I would say, and a lot of flex spots around, how many 3-drops you want to run, how many turn 1 plays you want to run, things like that. But yeah, I'm just curious. I'm curious for the exact list, where he's like veering off from the, quote-unquote standard list.
Yeah.
Really good daring raid, though, because it was kind of default to say, oh, I'm just going to, trade into both of your guys, but now...
And that's a Boba pilot pinging off the shield there when you play it as an upgrade. So I believe it gives 2/3.
I thought Boba exhausted a unit when he played as an upgrade.
That's Mandalorian. That's Mandalorian.
Ah, gotcha.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. Boba, when you play him as a unit, can deal 2 damage, and as an upgrade, I think he deals... So, yeah, okay.
As a unit, he's just shielded. He's a 5/3 shielded as a unit.
And then he pings...
Or 5/4. So, yeah. Yeah, he pings when you play him as an upgrade.
That's right.
Yep. Some of these pilots, they really change the math. They open you up to things like Waylay, which some of these Django decks don't play Waylay.
Second enticing reward.
Tim does have 2 Waylays in his deck.
He claimed here, I think he claimed because he really wants to get a Waylay here. Waylay the Starhopper, or honestly just Waylay your own 7th fleet. I think you have to Waylay the Starhopper. You can't get too cute with it when it's hitting you for 4 a turn.
Right.
But yeah, this is going to be huge. It could be a big blowout here if he gets a Waylay and Jake doesn't get to claim these enticing rewards.
He has 2 in the deck. Tim has 2 Waylays.
But if he doesn't find it, then Jake's looking like he's going to be set up nicely for his flip turn. If he can get to claim these right now, or even next turn would be fine.
I don't think he has it.
Yeah, I believe he would snap that off if he had it.
Yeah. So when Triple Dark and Sneak Attack are some of the best cards in your deck, enticing reward starts to get a little enticing
and rewarding.
All right.
It's also clear that he seems to not have a tap effect because he can't. Otherwise, it would have made sense to tap the Starhopper. So I'm really curious what's
even
in
if you can't
Tim's
kill
hand.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the leader flip from Jacob.
You can tap the Django here, but that only buys you a little bit of time. So Titanic is really looking for something here. Wow, going to base. So not even trying to claim these. So does that mean that he already is planning on playing a Sneak Ruthless Raider or something to that effect?
Maybe he already has a TDR in his hand. He just doesn't even need it. No, he has the... We just saw... What is it? Okay.
IG 2000. So he can Tarkin Town if he wants.
Or one more ping.
Yeah, or he might just be saying... Jake might just be... Yeah, his last card in hand is Fire Spray, so I think he's just saying... Oh, he's going to Tarkin Town, yeah.
Ooh, what's he going to find here? So it's not a unique unit. So he'll find 2, discard any card. Then he'll do it again. Find 2, discard any card.
Yeah. That's a triple dark raid.
When I'm playing a card like Enticing Reward, I like to put 1 or 2 really spicy cards in there that it can find that I might resource otherwise.
Yeah, I think it's similar to the vein of if you play triple dark raid, you can put a spicy 1 or 2 a vehicle in your deck.
Right.
It's just nice to be able to find off those. In last set Django, we saw a lot of people playing the heavy Persuader tank for that reason. You could exploit your Ruthless Raiders and stuff. Obviously, that's not at the power level of the deck anymore. But
So we've got a Triple Dark Raid, a Surprise Strike, a Waylay, and
a
another
third enticing
reward. Last enticing reward.
Well, if it's not the last enticing reward, time to call a judge.
So I believe he's supposed to draw those first two, then discard, then draw those second two, then discard.
I think it doesn't really matter because he's not going to be discarding one of the cards he drew, but yeah, technically...
Well, I'm saying, like,
Yeah.
if he discarded the Waylay and the enticing reward, for example.
Yeah, no, but that's
wouldn't
what
be
I'm saying
something
is
he
he's
could
not
do.
gonna. Yeah. Assuming he keeps all those cards. He can. Tim in chat asking the most important cards in the Django mirror. Still TDR. It's kind of it's more about, to me, it's more about timing in the Django mirror. It's not about, do you draw your TDRs, do you draw your Ruthless Raiders, whatever. It's about when you draw them. Is your Django still out? It's about who can tap the board and swing the game the most, and first and last, and all that. So TDR is still a very good card. It's still very important in the mirror, but it's not the only thing that matters in the mirror. A big card in the mirror is Devastator, because that can go through shields, can put 4 damage on base instead of just 2. And if they don't have if a Django taps out and doesn't have an answer, then Sneak Devastator can deal 13 damage to base. So I'd argue it's more about the Devastator, but a lot of it is just the timing. Like, you don't want to be the first one to cast your Triple Dark Raid. You don't want to be the first one to sneak attack in a readied unit. So, something like this, where Titanic is just playing the War Jug tapped, that's perfect.
It's a Space War Jug,
It's a Space War Jug.
It's a Space War
It has
Jug.
now moved to the ground, but because he doesn't need that to be readied, and so now Jake has to think, okay, do I have to claim now to enter this War Jug? Is Titanic going to do something else? So usually being the first to play your readied unit is bad, but being the first to play this kind of tapped unit where you're saying, okay, I'm going to gain all the advantage from this and tap down your whole board, that's really good. And that's more the key to the mirror than just Triple Dark Raid. It's all about the timing. When you get things, do you do it first or second?
We saw in the game with Caleb earlier where you can tap turn after turn and then eventually just have so many tanks.
Yeah.
You just kill your opponent in one turn. This is a tough turn for Jacob. He has his leader deployed still. It's not dead. He could also tap back. He could exhaust all of Tim's units. We'll see.
And I think the question is, at what point do you play the initiative game? Because that War Jug hits for a lot. It hits for 7 right now. Because I think who has initiative going into next turn is going to be very important.
So if he just claimed, he would take 8 right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you want to do something here. All right. Spinning the wheel yet again. Let's see what we get.
Benjamin asking in chat if Jake just discarded the 2 cards from the second enticing reward. I didn't see that, but we also can't see. Oh, he did do that?
He did.
That's unfortunate.
That was not a legal resolution of 2 enticing rewards.
Yeah, so there was an incorrect resolution of the enticing rewards. We can't talk to the players right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would shy away from using the C word with that action. It is it is an action that does not follow the rules. But yeah, technically he should fully resolve the first enticing reward and then fully resolve the second one.
Right. When I saw the Jacob like laying them out as 4 cards, it immediately made me think, uh-oh.
Yeah.
It might accidentally discard some that he's not supposed to. All right, so what did we find? I'm sorry, on the Triple Dark Raid. It was the whatever, just attack
No,
like a
P38.
P38.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then surprise striking the P38 into base.
So 13 on Jacob's space, 13 damage, 17 damage on Titanic space. So we got 8 remaining.
Yeah.
For Titanic. 12 remaining for Jacob. Okay, Tim claims. He wants to hit with that tank.
Yeah, and
it's going to do 7. Wait, 7 or 8?
8.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 8. Yep. It's going to do 8.
So that'll do 8, and most importantly, Titanic is not dead to any single attack, even with a surprise strike.
Yeah, I see the chat. I understand. He knew all 4 cards was deciding what to discard. It's definitely not the correct way to resolve it. We agree on that. So we're at 7 resources. 17, 13. So, okay, there's 12 left. If, like, Tim had a surprise strike, it's 11. There's only 1 remaining on Jacob's base.
Mm-hmm.
Does Jacob have... He has a 4 power unit. Is the highest power unit he has?
Yeah, so he can't win with a surprise strike either. Neither player can win in one action with a surprise strike.
So the initiative, pretty important here.
Definitely.
Yeah. All right, so that's going to be 8. This is tough when you're counting by 5s. Like, okay, I just added 2. Now I add 5. Now I add 1 more. When I see my opponent having to do that, I snapshot what the health was at. I'm like, make sure I remember. Oh, what was it at?
Well, that's why
I'm manipulating these dice.
I always do 3 things. I write it down, I say it out loud, and I manipulate the dice. And 2 of the 3 things are probably going to match. Yeah. Little checks and balances there. Yeah.
So
yeah, I agree with Benjamin, and especially in situations like this, it's important to... Everyone's under a time constraint. Nobody wants to go to time, but I think it's important to make sure that things happen in the right order, and that if any shortcuts happen or whatever, you understand exactly what's going on.
In our last match, we saw a shield get removed from a 7th Fleet Defender when it got hit by a Devastator, indirect damage, and I went out and talked to the players afterwards, and they just didn't know.
Yeah,
they thought that's how it worked. They thought they were told that that's how it worked.
I mean, this is the first major tournament with this set. So.
Right. So, you know, I would not assume malintent. You know.
Yeah, and that's why I don't like to use what I'll just call the C word, because I've been accused of accusing people that, like, to me, that's a whole thing that it is not up to us to judge. We can say this is how we think it should go or how we know it should go, but there's a difference between that and understanding intent and understanding what the players are going through. So yeah, we understand that it resolved incorrectly, but yeah, that's something in your games it's important to be vigilant about that.
So he's only 2 away from dying. Yeah, I mean, for the... Okay,
looks like he got it, yeah.
There we go, got a game. My cards are working very well.
They
for
are,
Titanic.
although I think his Django Showcase helped him more than any of the other cards.
You think so? It almost did nothing. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I agree with Chief Wubwub. That's exactly what I'm saying. I'm saying we should not throw around that word.
Yeah. And another thing, as casters, I assume that people watching this would like to know how to correctly play the game.
Yeah.
Right? So,
yeah,
like, when we notice something like that, we're gonna let you know.
Yeah.
So that when you're at the table playing the game, you don't run into doing the same thing. Not the correct way to resolve it. But we're not calling these players out.
Yeah, no, we're just calling out the way that it seems like it should be done and the way that it looks like it was done. That's the only thing that we're trying to convey. So.
And Benjamin, that's exactly what I've been doing, is just going and letting people know afterwards, hey man, you know, I saw on stream you resolve something this way, it actually works this other way.
Yeah.
Another cool thing about doing it in person.
Yeah.
Instead of remote casting. I love going out.
I actually like not interrupting the
game.
I think it was maybe SG Atlanta. There was a tournament we were casting where the judges asked us to interrupt everything if we saw anything, and there was so much of them stopping the game because we're like, wait, this should have 1 damage on it, not 2, and whatever. And it was a burden. I haven't been given that instruction here. I don't know if they want us to be doing that or not. We haven't been doing it all day, so we'll just talk to the players after the game, as an FYI for what we noticed on stream. Yeah, and not only is it just nervous or make mistakes, we played an ungodly amount of rounds of a 3v3, and then this, and some people have been here all day. It has been a long day. So there's also a lot of tired people trying to make it through the last round today. So that's another thing to keep in mind as well.
I'm not really gonna address that because you can't know that. Honestly, that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I think we've harped on this enough. We've made our viewpoints clear. We're just gonna get ready for game 2.
Yep. What's going? Do we have the simul view, or do we have another table going? I think we did. The multi-view. Oh, okay. What's this? Oh, this is not on stream, right? I can just pop over.
You can't.
There we go. Okay. Yeah, I can do it myself. What is it? So, oh yeah, that was Cad Blue.
This is Ryan Warner Rebel Resources Yellow Sabine versus Cad Green.
Ooh.
So this is the Cad deck that McClunky Gaming has kind of broken out here to I would say really good success. Really designed to beat Django.
Yeah.
And also pretty good against a lot of aggro decks.
Yeah, I've seen it perform really well.
Yeah.
I mean, if you asked me if there's been any breakout decks today, this would have been on my list.
Yeah.
Shuffling up.
Yeah, it's interesting to me. Every time I commentate on a game, I feel like I think through the lines and I find the different lines, the different reasons for different lines. And whenever I play the game, I feel like a monkey hitting a keyboard where I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what's happening. And sometimes it goes one way and sometimes it goes the other. So
Yeah. Actually, the 3v3 event, very unique, right? We've never done that in Star Wars. I haven't done that in other games. This is my first time doing it. And I found it really tough when my teammates asked me for advice on their play line.
yeah.
I was like, whoa, man, my
It's a whole thing
my
to get
brain
used
is
to.
locked in on
Yeah.
my game.
Yeah.
I'd love to help you.
I play team events in Magic, and it's a ton of fun. It's the only bad it stinks when you don't do well and you feel like you let your team down, but it feels so good when you're able to like pull through. It's just playing for something more than yourself. Going to the play line is really cool.
Yeah. It was fun when one table was remaining and like both teams would be huddled around their pilots on that table. I believe you, Lindsay. This has been a long day. It has been a long day.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what these guys can do in game 2.
Yeah, going up to game 2 here.
Tim has a hand he likes, I assume, because I think he already looked at it.
Doesn't like it.
Oh, he didn't look at it. He just
JK.
had it sitting there waiting for his opponent to be ready. Who has initiative? Tim won, right?
Tim won, right? So that would...
Oh, maybe they're using that Bothan token?
yeah, I think they're using the Bothan token for initiative, and that's Tim. The other one is the hand hider, I think.
Yep, okay. Let's go, Justin. I want to see this. They didn't start. So this is our team. One of our teammates, Ryan, on the
Ryan
left.
Warner,
as,
Rebel Resource.
Yep.
Go check out his YouTube channel. Really good content creator. Actually, just recently was on an episode of Open Fire with the Buketheads. Awesome to see that with some Twin Suns gameplay.
I did
check
watch
out,
that.
Yeah, check out that video if you haven't seen it yet. It's really to see a high level competitive player playing some Twin Suns and just kicking it with the guys. Those are some cool dudes.
Yeah, and he's been playing this deck long time.
Yeah. Yeah, this is actually, this deck is how I got on the Bothan Network team. And in set 1, I did a lot of work with Yellow Sabine, and I worked with both Frank and Ryan on different, like, set 1 Yellow Sabine lines, and that's how I got introduced to the whole team. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
We see a Darksaber on Sabine here. Heroic Sag just to draw a card. A lot of people forget that you can do that. If you don't think you're gonna get a good attack with it, you can just play it and draw a card. I'm guessing. I think his Sabine might have been no good to me deaded. Not 100% sure.
It's fun phrase to say.
Yeah, it is back here, so maybe he just didn't want to sack it, which also makes sense.
Yeah.
OB, that is
Not yet. the Django players are ready. Okay.
They're in turn 1.
They're in
It's
turn
fine.
1. They're in turn 1. What is this?
Oh, that's for a cause, but he's only at
18.
13 damage on the Cad's base.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
It is
all
hard
right.
to see the edge. All right, we're gonna go back to the Django. They're getting close to the action turns in the Django mirror now.
Here we go.
So
here we
we're
go.
back to our feature match, which is a Django Tarkentown mirror. If this goes quickly, we'll go back to our backup feature match of Sabine Yellow versus Cad Green. We see a Zygerian Starhopper,
And random hands.
and I believe we may be having a judge call. We picked the best time to go back to these games, let me tell you.
And back to Sabine. We could see the judge's hand waving.
This is what happens
Well,
when you give
Yeah.
someone with ADD the button control of
Oh,
being
no.
able to switch back and
I can reach it. It's not right. It's in front of Jeff. It's not in front of me. I gotta reach over Jeff to get it.
And we are not sure with this backup match what game they are in. With
Nah,
the,
yeah, we
we're
don't
we're
know.
gonna go check for the Sabine versus Cad.
Courtney's gonna go run and
Courtney's
ask.
gonna go check which game they're in. We're not 100% sure.
Ryan has him at 21.
Ryan's got him at 21.
He has
so
no
he's-
board.
He has no board. We saw at least one for a cause there. We saw Sabine with a Darksaber for a bit. So I think it really depends on how many for a causes he has left. They're in game 2.
Yep.
So Ryan played Cad Blue in the 3v3 and lost.
Red Dragon won game 1.
Okay, so
Okay.
So Rebel Resource is currently down a game in game 2 against Cad Green.
Oh yeah, this is Cad Green. He lost to Cad Blue in the 3v3.
Yeah. Oh, hits a surprise strike, so he gets a miss on for a cause, which with no board is not ideal. He doesn't want any of those cards.
24.
So now he's always gonna be.
Oh,
Sneak Fleet for 5, and then he's got
and
the
then he's
ping.
got the ping.
Oh, what a! Oh my god, that
There
is
we
why
go.
Sneak and Sabine is still good. Oh, he slammed that down too. Oh
So,
my goodness.
You play Sneak Attack. You play Fleet Lieutenant. Fleet Lieutenant has a win played. You can attack with a
Rebel unit. Notably, it does not say another Rebel unit.
Yeah.
Or you can attack with
Exactly,
any unit.
If it's a rebel.
If it's a rebel, it gets plus 2.
2.
So if you sneak attack a fleet lieutenant, it can trigger itself to attack immediately when you play sneak attack. It is also a rebel, so it gets the plus 2. So we see Ryan take game 2. So now we see Cad Green and Sabine Yellow are going to go to a game 3.
Awesome.
While they're shuffling up, we'll go back to this feature match of the Django Mirror.
Look, chat told me they wanted to see it anyway. So
Yeah, everyone
there
wants
you
to
go.
see a Django Mirror. That's what they meant, right? Yeah, so wild finish. Well done to Ryan for finding the answer there.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Are y'all wanting to be in the Django game?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Okay,
they
just
just
making
finished.
sure.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're
Yeah.
good. Yeah,
Right.
I agree with Wes. Titanic is definitely one of the nicest guys I've met. But honestly, like pretty much everyone that I've met in this scene has been really nice. This has been a really cool scene
That's
that I'm
true.
glad to be a part of. There's a lot of really cool people in this scene.
Yeah, that is part of what's been so exciting.
Yeah.
Getting involved in Star Wars Unlimited. It's just the people. Like, it's not like Fantasy Flight Games didn't do anything in particular to make these people nice. Like the people that are drawn to this, like I don't know. For some reason, they're all great people.
So I think the interesting thing here is we've got no Tarkentowns used coming up on the Django flip. So they're saving both of those, but we do have wide boards. So I think that'll make the game potentially very swingy with anything like your war jugs.
Yeah, they're
So yeah, a lot of the multi-tappers can do that.
Okay, yeah, so we're about to flip our Djangos, and they're just both going to be trying to haymaker exhaust each other's boards.
Yeah.
It's going to require either... Well, there's already an IG on Tim's side, so you'd have to sack an IG to play another one. Otherwise, you got to TDR into a tank, right? To do it
Yeah.
on 5. I think we just saw a TDR in Jacob's hand.
You see the Crafty take out the Boba unit. So Tim clearing out the Tarkentown taking out the Boba unit. So one Tarkentown used. Jake not wanting to Tarkentown the Starhopper, which I think makes sense. You don't get a lot from doing that Tarkentown.
Yeah.
This is an interesting choice too of
He didn't resource.
When
Did
you
he
flip-
start flipping his leader and like, oh, I need to resource?
No, I think he
Oh,
did
okay.
resource.
I thought he started flipping his leader.
He did. Oh, Jake didn't resource.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think he started to flip his leader and realized, oh,
Yeah.
wait, I didn't resource. Here we go.
So just flip first, and I think flipping first on the wide board state here is really good because you want to be able to get the first multi-tapper down.
Yeah.
It's like we talked about, the key to the mirror is a lot about, like, there are certain things that you don't want to do first and certain things you do want to do first. You don't want to be the first to play a sneak or TDR. On a wide board, you do want to be the first to flip your leader so that you're ready to multi-tap anything. But I mean, like we see here, Tim is just waiting to deploy. He says, okay, I didn't deploy first. I'm just not going to deploy right now. I'm going to wait for you to play your multi-tapper. Then I can deploy. And there's still 3 readied units for Jake.
Right.
So now it kind of gives him a little bit more leeway for what he wants to do.
Oh, sneak
here's
attack.
the sneak. I'm guessing it's a Raider,
Ruthless, yeah.
Because Sneak Raider you don't need to be deployed for because you can only tap one thing anyway. Interesting here to kill the Zygerian because, well, I would imagine he's going to put the damage potentially on his, maybe his IG 2000 or just his, his base. That's fair too. Because if you put it on your Ruthless Raider, it gets tapped because Django's deployed.
Right.
So.
And his other units are pretty weak. Could you have put it on the IG since this could die to an attack?
I mean, the only downside to that is the
Tarkentown?
IG already has Overwhelm, the other IG, so...
Maybe he's seen Daring Raids in Jacob's deck that I'm not
and
remembering.
it makes it not dead to Raider, so he does just Tarkentown it.
Yeah.
I think the main thing, I think he wanted to bait out the Tarkentown there.
Another thing about where you put this Raiders damage is that it's going to die. So you're also thinking about where do I want to put 4 damage?
Yeah, where do I put
not
the next
just 2?
And Tim did not flip Django that turn, which is interesting. Or I guess he hasn't yet. Oh, no, there's...
Does he know?
The Raider should die, correct? The Raider was snuck attacked.
Yeah.
Okay, they got there.
Die.
Snuck attacked succeeded.
Chat talking about kids, bring kids to this game. We have a lot of kids that play in my locals. Several of them are here today. One was just on stream.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of kids around
really
here
great.
either playing or just like running around having a good time.
Yeah. We got a couple families that all play together in my locals. It's really cool. Love seeing it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a really good... I don't know exactly how old he is. I'm terrible at ages, and if he sees this and I'm wrong, he's going to be mad. But I think he's like 13. His name's Frankie from Colorado. Super good player. He's won multiple tournaments. I mean, that kid is a house. His dad is also super nice. I've talked to his dad. So shout out to Frankie and Jody if they're listening. Holding down the scene for the families in SWU.
Do you get to play Frankie? Do you get to play Frankie at weeklies?
He lives about an hour and a half away from me, so I
Okay.
don't see him that much.
Yep.
Just at some of the big tournaments if I head down to far away.
That's great though.
But yeah, he's put up some really good results.
I think we need 2 on the base. Do we miss 2 on the base, chat? From Ruthless Raider?
I was busy yapping.
Yeah, I think we missed 2 on the base.
Yeah, we got the fire spray in.
I hope it doesn't matter. Oh, I see a hand pointing.
Yeah, they
As
got it.
if
They got there.
2 was missed on the base. Yes, in fact, 2 was missed on the base. They're so
They may
close.
be trying to figure
They're
out.
so
if they
close.
missed it. Can we tell them that we think they missed it?
Yeah, he told me we
Okay.
can tell them.
Oh, gotcha.
I messaged on
All right,
Discord.
they got there.
Okay.
'Cause it sounded like they were trying to figure out if they did miss it or not. Okay, they did, and then they
Yeah,
fixed
they
it,
missed
so
it.
we're
they
good.
missed it. Something we care about at Bothan Network too. Like our Discord is family friendly.
Yeah.
As a rule, that is one of the rules of our Discord.
Yeah, so they fixed the 2 on base. So now Tim is 5 away. So a surprise strike can give him the match here. But he gets all his guys tapped. So JK. Now he needs any sneak attack though. He's still got a lot of outs. He's still in an okay spot.
Yeah, I mean if he has a pump, then even claiming is
Was that the electromagnetic
threatening
pulse
maneuver.
to tap the fire spray? Love it, love it.
It was exactly that. He may not have a pump or TDR or sneak or maybe waiting for his opponent to claim if possible.
But I mean, the other thing is, yeah, you can. because they only have a few resources left. So now, if he doesn't have anything, he could just claim and see if he draws the surprise strike or something. He's got options.
Yeah. I think you would like to get that 1 or 2 more damage on there if you have a way to do it this turn.
Yeah, if you have a way to get something. I mean, even just like a Gorilla Soldier where they have to put damage on base, you get a 2-attack guy.
Or he doesn't have it, so he's claiming.
Yeah, I can't see what's in his hand, but... There's another Boba pilot, it looks like.
Right.
It's a great idea.
So put some damage somewhere. So I think if it's... Is that one of the ones where it's a transport you do more? Because you just did 2 damage.
It is. Yeah, because I think it's 1 damage if 1 damage or 2 if it's a transport. That's what I think it is. And then... Could be wrong. That's not a pilot I played the most with.
Fet's Fire Spray is a transport, so yeah.
Yeah, Fire Spray is definitely a transport, for sure.
Yeah.
Devastating.
Oh.
Tap the board, 1 to base, and now that Ruthless Raider is lethal if he doesn't have a tapper. So basically say you have to have a tapper, and then after you have the tapper, you have to also be able to kill everything.
Well, Tim gets a claim.
Yeah, no, that's right. So you have to tap and then also kill everything.
I don't think that's happening.
And then 1 to base as well, yeah, because he has to tap the Fire Spray here.
Game 2, I mean, yeah.
Triple Dark Raid, step 1.
Table 2's in game 3.
Because, if he gets a Devastator here, he's not dead. He did not get a Devastator, so I believe he is dead. Because if he gets a Devastator, he can tap Django, tap Raider, and then the TDR lets him kill the Devastator with the...
kill the opposing Devastator?
Kill the opposing Devastator.
But he only has 4 health on his base.
Yeah, no, you're right. He has to kill the Raider, too.
He dies to the Raider.
Yeah, he has to kill them both.
And then, if you kill the Raider, Django Leader has you in check.
Yeah, it's in a bad spot.
Oh, man. Oh, is it lethal for Jacob?
13 damage. Yeah, if he gets a Devastator, he could. Well, but the Raider can attack into the Devastator. Well, no, yeah. Sorry.
So 2 on base. Yeah. That's 15.
Raider is
18.
TDR Devastator is 13 damage.
Right. So, well, he's got to do 2. He's got to do at least 1.
Yeah, so it would be 11 damage then. No, sorry, 12
damage.
Because
12 damage.
He'd have to tap the Ruthless Raider still.
So 18 plus 9, 27. Oh, and Tim's tapped out.
What he got.
That's it.
Oh, he got a Raider. So yeah, so Jake came back and got game 2 with a TDR Raider Surprise Strike.
Wow.
So yeah, wow. We're sitting here thinking he's drawing dead, and he's like, nah.
I wasn't looking at the health on Tim's base. Like,
yeah.
What? How about we just kill him?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man.
So yeah, Devastator was lethal there for Jake, and then also the Raider plus Surprise Strike. I wasn't counting in the Surprise Strike, but yeah.
And ADHD boy. Okay, I think they're in game 3.
They are.
I would imagine they're in game 3 now. So we're going back to our backup feature match. We've got Ryan Warner, Rebel Resource, on Sabine Yellow against a Cad Green. That is a lot of numbers on that Cad Green's base.
Many pips.
Many pips. Ryan is going to do his best to count up 5 more of them pips here real quick. JK, 8 more of them pips here real quick.
Hey, he didn't even look at the card.
Yeah?
He just flipped it right in the
Done that, but as someone who plays Palpatine, I've done that before.
Yeah. I don't know what this card is. It does not matter. Does he have... What is this? What is
That's
this?
a Han pilot for 5. But it has to go into the Sentinel.
Right. Takes no damage back.
Takes no damage back, but yeah, with this Reinforcement Walker healing for 5 every turn, this is
3.
Sorry, healing for 3.
2?
Falcon dealing 5. So he's only netting +2 each turn.
Okay, yeah.
What I'm trying to say.
Got it. Yeah, Benjamin, just flip it right off the top.
Yeah.
It is. I do love Reinforcement Walker.
Yeah.
Like if you're healthy, you're just drawing cards.
The 2/4 Space Sentinel was huge there too, because 5 more damage on base right there, and the walk. But I think it's going to give him just enough room that he might be able to eke this out unless Ryan has something else.
Okay, so it's the damage and then heal, damage and heal. So having a little extra range lets you get more cycles of that.
Yeah, but I mean, Ryan's at 21. He can only
22.
get hit twice with a reinforcement walker.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So it doesn't even... The second one just kills Ryan.
Yeah.
So that doesn't really matter. That's... That Han Pilot's +2, so it's hitting for 5. Surprise Strike would kill him. How many times have you said, if I top deck a Surprise Strike, I win the game? Just guess. What do you think? You think you've said it 50?
Well, with Sabine, you
30
usually
times?
also have the Ore Foracause, but I don't think he's in Foracause range here, so he needs... Surprise Strike does get him there, but he's got to do it quick. He now, so I think he's deciding if pinging helps him or not. I would be shocked if pinging helped him.
Yeah.
Because that means that he loses initiative.
Is on the board down there?
I can't tell.
Because if he claims, he definitely takes 1 from Bazine.
That might be Cad Leader. I'm not sure. We can't
Yeah,
see
Cad
the edge of
Leader's
his...
not in his little slot. So that's 5 damage.
Oh, it's a Cad Leader
it's already
with a
attacked.
Hotshot Blaster. Okay.
It's already attacked.
Yeah, Cad with a Hotshot Blaster. So yeah, I think Ryan has to claim and draw Surprise Strike is what I'm seeing here.
Yeah.
Because then Han plus Falcon would attack for 8 then.
I mean, he knows that, so he's thinking, okay.
Yeah,
we can't see the cards in his hand.
So the thing is, if he doesn't get the Surprise Strike, then does pinging help him? And it doesn't. I don't think.
Yeah, it would. Okay, he doesn't have the Surprise Strike because he's looking everywhere for his options.
Yeah, he's looking at options before paying for the Falcon.
Even after this, Ryan's dead to Cad Leader.
Oh, Cad took initiative.
Right.
So Ryan's 3 points away from dead, and he has
And the
to do
Surprise
11.
Strike's not enough. Oh, there is a Surprise Strike, but he didn't have initiative.
Yeah.
I missed how he lost initiative. Because didn't we see the Walker get played? Was the Falcon attack after the Walker was played? That'll do it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, so it looks like Rebel Resource lost in a tight 3 games there to Cad Green. That was Red Dragon on the Cad. And we are going to switch back over to the Django mirror that everyone wants to see.
What Django mirror? We gotta change this. No, not you.
All right, so well, we missed nothing in the Django mirror. They're just going into turn 2 now. Yeah, the fact that Ryan had to take out the Sentinel there was huge. Lost some initiative, got the made him just 1 action behind.
Yeah.
So 2/4 Sentinel coming in clutch. Red Dragon definitely loses that game without it. So.
Wonder if we'll see more breaking in than we've been seeing now that we have a better Space Sentinel.
Yeah.
I don't know. 7th Fleet, good card.
Yeah.
Oh, P38.
P38.
Fine card.
Samesies.
Fine card. Yep. Now we both. The P38 is a little better. No.
Yeah, now it is.
Yep.
I mean, it is anyway, but yeah, now it is more.
Right, it's just better.
Yeah.
It already was better.
Interesting choice of Jake trying to decide if he wants to resource a Ruthless Raider or not. It's something that I've said before, but last set, Django, resourcing Ruthless Raider was kind of heresy. You just couldn't do it.
Right.
It was your main way to close out every matchup. But that's just not the case anymore. It's not even your top threat. So it's definitely more acceptable now to resource some Raiders, depending on the matchup, of course, but in your hand and where you are, but in general. So we see Titanic with the Triple Dark Raid. So the Django leader has already been exhausted here for Jake. So pretty safe TDR should be, no resources left. Yeah, he gets the Raider off the TDR. And then...
Got some background noise. People popping on our little hidden office.
He's got the Tarkin Town, so this is nice. He gets to go 4 to base and then Tarkin Town the IG. And then just still have the Raider in hand for later. So I think this is a nice sequence for Titanic that he's really happy about.
Just the sequence that Triple Dark Raid allows.
Yeah.
Of doing damage
and setting yourself up for future turns.
Yeah,
like that's the crazy part for me is okay, now Titanic also is set up for the 6 resource turn, or if he has sneak attack for the 5 resource turn. The fact that it just digs you and then plays a big threat and then draws a card. That card in this shell specifically is just so good.
It helps you craft a plan.
Yeah.
I like that part.
Tapping Django. Boba Pilot on the ground.
It's actually pretty good. It's big. 5/4 with a shield.
It's not bad against Django. I know some Django lists are still on Hotshot Blaster as well, which would let the Boba unit on the ground still one-shot Django leader. I don't know if Jake is on blasters or not. We haven't seen any yet. Doesn't mean he's not playing them.
That's Golden Dice Podcast. Don't they have like really cool intro music? Is that yeah. Like really gets stuck in your head.
Surprise strike. So not the blaster, but still get to just kill Django for the shield in 1 card. So yeah, Jake is super happy with that. Now we do have a Raider, but it can't tap anything.
Yeah, there's a lot of damage on the base though.
There is. The damage is adding up, and I think that's basically Tim's gameplay now. It's interesting to play the Raider before attacking with the IG, but I think he might have done that because if the IG gets tapped, he just wants to make sure that he has initiative next turn.
Spend your resources.
Yeah. Because, now he does get to tap the IG down.
13. That'll put an attack from the Raider. Will put him at 17 damage on base. 8 away from lethal.
Yeah.
Tim likes to look at 1 card at a time while he's trying. He's been doing that all through the games. Maybe Rebel Assault in this position.
Underworld Assault.
Underworld Assault. Yeah. Attack with 2
War Jug. War Jug is good. Django has already been defeated for Titanic, so he can't get the multi tap out. So I think he just starts damaging here, and then you can play the War Jug after you've done the attacks you get to do. I think you have to assume your IG is going to get tapped again here.
He's to fix his leader, right? He didn't use it.
Correct. He did not. It is just still exhausted from last phase.
Fix that leader, brother. Come on, man.
Now War Jug's looking better because now you can kill the IG, tap the Django.
Yeah, pretty nice. He does have some daring raids in the deck. I wonder.
Yeah, so he's raiding it, then exhausting it again.
1 more damage there. Yep. Okay. There we go.
So now Jake's got to decide. What he wants to do here. He might just claim to try to get another multi-tap route. He hasn't spent any of his resources yet, so that feels really bad to do. I see an enticing reward in hand, but it doesn't look like the best board state for that.
Yeah. Is that the only card in his hand?
No,
no,
he's got three. He's got a
cards.
fire spray and a couple. He just drew an IG, so he did claim without playing any cards that turn.
Sometimes this is still what you do. You build your board up by multi-tapping every turn.
Yeah.
Because then what's Tim going to do? Not play a card? He's going to play a card.
Yeah.
Sneak attack, Devastator. Do we have? I saw the Devastator. Do we have a sneak attack for Tim?
Yeah, because he's at 7 now, so Devastator could be next turn.
Yeah,
Tapping
let's see,
everything
that's
now.
Sneak attack. All right, what are? Tim, please ready your leader at the start of your turn, please.
Honestly,
sir.
I do that all the time too. I'm
Wait. Are we at 8? We're at 8. I see it.
Oh, he's
I see
at
it now.
8.
There's
yeah,
8.
we
There's
couldn't
8.
see
There's
that.
8.
Yeah. That's on me. I couldn't see that.
No, me too. I didn't think we were at 8. So now 19 on Jacob's base. Only 3 on Tim's base.
Yeah. He's got to claim again to get another multi-tapper.
And Django's find themselves in this position where they're like, hey, I could draw a multi-tapper because they're in check for so long, turn after turn.
That's where it's all about. Can you get the early advantage down? Can you make it so that your opponent, the other Django, can't afford to attack into you? Has to. We saw last turn Jake had to claim initiative, spending 0 resources. So
yeah, he may be lamenting the cards he drew.
Yeah.
At this point, perhaps. What do you see? Triple Dark?
Triple Dark Raid. So I think it's got to be Triple Dark Raid and Prey, a.k.a. the Django Special. I don't know. I saw a red unit. I don't think it's a War Jug.
I was not sure. I
Not
saw
sure
that
either.
as well.
I saw a red unit. If it's a War Jug or a Devastator, you just play that.
That's enough.
But
any of the multi-pinks hit 3, so any of those would be fine.
Sneak attack. Oh, it was a War Jug. So sneak attack, War Jug. So it gets to tap everything, and this is going to be some large amount of damage.
19. He's not under threat of dying to a single action if Titanic claimed, right?
So the War Jug, if
he is.
everything
He
gets
is
pinged,
9 from here, right?
Yeah.
From
The
the
Titanic
Devastator.
can attack for 9 with a Devastator and one-shot Jake. So Jake has to deal with the Devastator.
So, yeah, he can't just leave the Devastator behind.
And with this many damaged units, I believe he's also in check from the War Juggernaut that Tim has.
That's right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So each of these are 9. So he taps the War Jug. That's huge.
That's my Magnetic Pulse. That's my card. That's my card. If you've just joined us, the entire deck that Tim is playing is my deck. I loaned it to him. His was bendy foils, and he needed cards to play with.
I don't blame Tim at all. If FFG puts out shiny cards, I'm a raccoon. I'm going to take those shiny cards.
Well, apparently he is too. That's what Claire told me.
Wow, TDR into another War Jug. So it was Sneak Attack War Jug into TDR War Jug.
Wow.
So pinging everything
Are they going to remember the sneak attack?
I don't think it'll matter.
Yeah.
I think either way, someone is dying either this turn or start of next turn. There is
What is this? What is this?
Sneak Devastator. Oh my god.
And he still has his Django. He remembered to ready his Django.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
So he's tapping the IG.
Oh,
so
yeah,
they
he
can't
only has
tap
3
the
health in his
Devastator.
base. He only has 3 health in his base.
And then
Yeah.
you have to kill one of the Devastators. But
How about
that's
that
fine.
one?
There's no resources left for Django, though, and he can't kill Tim in one action. So yeah, it looks like Titanic got there.
Wow.
This just in. Devastator, better than War Jug. We've
Django
confirmed.
good deck. Ooh.
Wow. So that is the end of round 4, which is the end of our day today. We get to see Titanic from McClunky Gaming taking it down. So once again, for you guys that may not have heard it before, so what we're doing is we've done the first 4 rounds of the 6K Pool A today. Tomorrow, 8 a.m. Eastern Time, sharp, we're doing this pool rounds 5 to 7. When that is done, estimated noon Eastern Time, Pool 2 rounds 1 to 7. 7 p.m. after we've done Pool 2, we are going to have the finals of the 3v3 team with KTOD taking on McClunky Gaming for the team title.
Yeah. As far as I'm aware, you'll have Jeff and myself for all
guys.
Hey.
Hi, Mom.
I mean, we're gonna try to last through all that, right? We might take
Oh
some
yeah,
breaks. We'll
I might
see.
take
We'll
a
see.
nap. I'm old,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
we'll see
yeah.
what happens.
We'll see. We got plenty. There's many Bothans here.
Yeah.
If we needed someone to step in.
I don't think for the 6K, I don't think we have all of the data. I mean, the undefeateds that we had on the 2 feature matches were a Django mirror, so one Django lived, one did not, and then a Cad green taking out a Sabine yellow. So those were the undefeateds that we saw on stream, but I don't have any kind of deck metadata or anything like that.
Well, in the morning.
We should by tomorrow morning.
I think the back half is going to be pretty interesting too. You know.
Yeah. How much do people change between
This is just
pool
the
1 and
first
2?
4 rounds.
Yeah.
I mean, the last 4 rounds of this, we get to see if some non-Djangos start to emerge even more.
And I think we also saw there was a lot of these decks had to be locked in before the 3v3. So I think tomorrow's pool we may see a lot of adjustments from the results of the 3v3. So we may see a lot of some of these tech cards that we've seen. Maybe people maybe modifying their list a little bit more or less against Django.
Definitely, definitely.
So yeah,
we thought about having all lists due at the start of round pool 1, and it was just too much.
Yeah, I think it doesn't make sense. I kind of like giving people the ability to change their deck if they want. But anyway, that is it for us. It has been a very long day. Thank you very much for everyone that has stuck with us. I am Jeff Creasy of the Bothan Network. I am here with Jonathan Fisher.
Yep, Jonathan Fisher here.
And as always, we're here with Courtney Blonde Sabine.
Behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes.
Check out podcasts from myself and Ian on Across the Network. That's our YouTube channel and the name of our Spotify. Ian's been doing shorts all day. He's going to keep doing it throughout the weekend, and we plan to do an end-of-night recap each day. So look out for that.
Yeah. Well, thank you for tuning in. Yes, Bjorn, we are live, but not for long. So thank you guys, and see you in the morning.